back to Square Eyes Syndrome. I'm Tom Hill. Today I'm joined by Troy Salmon.
What's up?
And Daniel Rudge.
Hi, yes.
As you probably noticed, I'm not Ben Gilman. Ben has taken a week off and gone and hidden in the cupboard. So, good luck to him.
It's his turn, guys. It's his turn.
Which
What
means
did
that I
you
am
leave
now
in there
officially
for,
the
Troy?
longest running member.
Troy, what did you do?
I know. Sorry, guys. It just had to be done. Sorry.
I can understand.
You've redecorated, haven't you?
Yeah, I know. I put some new
The cupboard's,
curtains up,
the cupboard's all charmed posters now. Alyssa Milano, as far as the eye can see.
Oh, Mr. Milano, don't do that to me, Dan. Oh. Woo! Amazing.
Okay, so boys, originally we were going to be doing a special today on men behaving badly, but Ben is quite a specialist on this and Dan is not, so we've decided to delay that, and we're just going to do a normal syndrome. So, who's up first? I think it's Troy.
Yeah. I'm going to start this off, kick us off real quick. So, it's going to be I'm going to keep it simple. This week.
Okay.
It has been a little bit of a shift. So, I'm going to keep it along the same lines of what I'm going to talk about, literally for each pick. So, a little bit of the sports route, a bit of the entertainment route. So, that's a little bit of a clue right there. Wink, wink. So, we're going to start off with WWE Raw. There we go.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
Nice.
Now, this could go either way. This really could go either way.
Let's spice this up. Hey, that's what I'm going to do, man. Just throw a bit of Raw in there, you know what I'm saying? Give it a little bit of Raw. Okay, so longest running TV show.
Longest running weekly episodic TV show in America.
There we go. I like that. There we go. So, everyone should know, everyone's a wrestling fan, sports fan, entertainment fan. WWE Raw is the flagship show of the WWE World Wrestling Entertainment, headed by Vincent Kennedy McMahon. How would you say genius, but I would say at these times it's kind of right now in terms of the genius, but
The demented genius.
yeah, with demented genius. There we go.
He was a genius, and he does occasionally still have moments of absolute brilliance.
Yes. Oh, he does.
Wrestling would not be what it is today if it wasn't for Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Let's be fair.
Yeah, he did change the landscape.
Yes, but on the flip side of that, Tom, wrestling would not be what it is today if it wasn't for Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
And that's a very fair counterpoint.
Yeah, that is a point. That is a good point. Yeah, you're right. So it is back on the USA Network in the States. So, but over here, you can watch it in Channel 5. We've got like little highlights here and there.
Can you?
Yeah, you can. I've literally watched it downstairs. My granddad would be downstairs, and I'll say, "Hey, so just to like put something on for him, anything sports related, I'll put that on for him." Literally, highlights are on there on my Virgin network.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
So I watch it on BT Sport. So.
Yeah, this is what I'm saying. There's different ways of like watching it. You can watch it in different places.
I didn't know Channel 5 had it.
Yeah, there's little highlights here and there. It's weird.
Wow.
I was like, where did that come from?
Okay, so Troy, I have a question for you.
Go on.
What's your favorite WWE Raw moment?
Ooh. It'll be Raw moment. Alright, okay. Put me on the spot. Okay. Alright, okay, so I'll say my favorite WWE Raw moment. It's gonna be a bit of a weird one. People are gonna be like, wait, really?
Go on.
This is just the top of my head. Because literally I've been thinking about it like, literally this week. The Edge Lita segment. I'm gonna say that.
What, the sex one?
Yes.
Just what I'd expect from a Charmed fan, really.
The sex celebration with Lita. Yes.
Okay, Tom, come on, save us. What's yours?
Oh. See, I'm kind of torn.
It's tough.
Between a couple, because my favourite, like, absolute, the best thing that ever happened on Raw for me, purely because I love the wrestler, was Mick Foley winning the World Championship.
That was amazing.
That was brilliant. But my favourite kind of moment on Raw was, you remember when Ric Flair and Vince McMahon owned the company together. Ric Flair had Raw, Vince had SmackDown.
Oh yeah, flipping it.
And they were both trying to sign Stone Cold.
Yeah.
And he came out at the end of the night and he kind of spoke to both of them. He said, I respect both of you. And he said to Vince, I'm signing with you. And just did the whole thing. And Vince is like bragging to Rick, hey, I got Stone Cold. And Stone Cold stops at the last thing and goes, oh, Vince, one more thing. April Fool, and stunners him. So Ric Flair instead. It's one of my favourite moments of all time. So childish, I know, but it's just beautiful.
Nah, that's amazing though. But, yeah, I literally forgot of my other favourite moment. Jericho's debut.
Oh yeah, that's a crack.
My gosh.
That's definitely in my top 5. But oh my god, none of you actually put my favourite one in. But Tom's going to know exactly what I'm talking about.
Go on then.
Go on.
I only have to say, well, one word really. Pipe bomb.
Oh my gosh.
CM Punk's just sitting there right on the ramp and just ranting till they cut him off and then just shouting into the camera when they do.
That is a beautiful moment. I mean, I think it's because of the things that have happened in the intervening years.
Yeah.
Where Punk has kind of gone a little... I still love CM Punk, but some of the things that he's done have not been the best. And so my opinion
I'll
of
always be a fan. I can disagree with some stuff about him, but I'll always be a fan.
Nah, we'll always be fans of
absolutely,
CM Punk. Yeah.
I mean, but out of that entire run of moments, the one that actually sticks out for me is the where are my ice cream bars to Vince McMahon when he's negotiating.
He's still talking about him right now.
I know.
I
Listen to the people. Where are my ice cream bars?
But Tom, the other one bit that if you say it's my destiny one more time.
Oh my gosh!
I swear to Jeebus, I'm gonna start.
Oh my days of ADR was the worst. It's my destiny.
Mm-hmm.
It's just I swear to Jeebus. Yeah.
We were both watching that at the same time, and we both just cracked up and had to rewind it and watch it again.
Oh, see, guys,
I think we were actually watching it live on that occasion, weren't we?
Yeah, but we rewound it because on Sky, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We had the little rewindy box.
Oh my days! But anyone who's caught up like with recent events, what do you guys think of Keith Lee? Have you been watching it recently?
Bask in his glory.
Yeah, the intro for Keith Lee. What do you guys think? For me, it was like, that entrance theme music was horrible.
The music is slightly grinding, but I understand the reason.
You understand it? What's the reason?
Well, it's because his music was made by a company.
Oh, CFO, yeah.
And WWE have cut ties with CFO, so they're removing all the songs that CFO did.
I know, but that was like the worst.
I know it's 10 times better than... The version he had with CFO was 10 times better than what he's got now. But I'm hoping that they'll do a new music for him soon enough that will keep the bask in his glory bit, because that's...
Yeah, they've kept that bit in there.
That's the same iconic thing as the glass shattering or the dong for The Undertaker.
Yes, it's trademark.
That's
glorious.
Kind of boom. This is Keith Lee's coming.
I won't give it.
Glorious.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Oh, my days.
Oh, you think you know me as well, yeah.
Oh, you think you know? Oh my! Apparently, Orton's supposed to be getting. Well, he's teasing. He's going to get a new theme, Orton.
I don't think he needs one. His is iconic for him.
I know, but the thing, literally, he's got this new graphic on his Twitter, and you see a snake.
Can we just give him some props though?
Yeah.
Randy Orton's been amazing.
He's been amazing. He's the quarantine hero right now.
Can we also just give him the props for doing the honors for Keith in such an...
Yeah, it's true. He's done well.
Absolutely, yeah. He's made Keith Lee a star overnight. Because NXT fans knew who Keith Lee was, and independent wrestling fans knew who Keith Lee was, but a lot of people they only watch Raw or SmackDown.
Exactly. Oh.
So Randy Orton doing the honors for him is huge.
No, it is.
My only concern is that
when Keith Lee ran around the ring and flipping, charged him across, it's like he floated. Orton sold the heck out of it. I loved it.
Absolutely. But my only concern is that Vince is obviously very high on Keith Lee at this moment in time. Yeah. And he changes his mind very quickly anyway. But I also worry that he won't change his mind and he'll Roman Reigns the shit out of it. And Keith Lee and people will end up hating Keith Lee. I think it's unlikely. because he's so developed on the indies before he came to WWE. So he's already developed a character, so he doesn't feel quite so much of a completely created by Vince thing.
Yeah, manufactured. Yeah.
Can I just fantasy book for a second?
Yeah, go on.
Keith Lee versus The Fiend.
Oh,
Don't do that. Don't. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Survivor Series.
My gosh. Do you imagine? Oh, jeez.
Anyway, sorry, we've hijacked your pick here.
I know. No, man, this is what I wanted. I wanted this kind of discussion.
Probably move on.
I wanted this discussion. I want this.
How long have we gone on Raw?
That's Raw. This is what it does to you guys. Hey, true wrestling fans right here. This is wrestling fans.
Yeah.
Raw. Literally, this is it. Anyone seen wrestling? Hey, put it in the comment section down below. Subscribe, yo. Like the video. Come on now. So, WWE Raw. That's my first pick.
Okay.
All right.
Amazing show. Well, longest running. Well,
Wow.
could be better. Could be better.
Sometimes.
Yes, could be. Yeah, actually,
Paul
yeah,
Heyman
right.
is really annoying.
My God, the errors I could pick out of the show, but I'm not gonna do it because Keith Lee is getting W's. That's all I care about right now.
Yeah. So let's see where they go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for now, yeah.
So on track. Second pick, Troy.
Yes. WWE SmackDown.
Oh my God.
There we go.
Why didn't I see that coming?
Why didn't I see that
I'm
coming?
surprised you guys didn't see that coming.
You said that it was going to be on a similar level, so I was thinking, is he going AEW Dynamite? Are we going to talk New Japan? Where are we going with this?
Oh no, hey, no, it's coming. Just like a little catch up.
No. If we're going to do it, then let's just dive into it straight away. Let's dive into it.
Go on.
Favorite thing about SmackDown across the time that it's been on the air?
For me, that's easy.
For me, it's really easy.
Go on then. What's your guys? All together.
I'll let you go first, Dan.
SmackDown 6.
Oh yeah, true.
The entire era of the SmackDown 6 was just absolutely...
Oh, the sets are amazing.
Then again, they were all amazing wrestlers. It was hard to go wrong with that combination of people.
SmackDown had the best themes for me. The best themes for me for SmackDown.
I thought you were asking about like a specific moment again.
Yeah, so I thought.
So for those who don't know what we're talking about when we say the SmackDown 6, there was a time when in 2002 when SmackDown was working with a really small roster because of a brand split and the roster halving, basically. And they had to fill both the rosters, both for Raw and for SmackDown. So I can't remember who was in charge of booking at that point.
Heyman, SmackDown.
Yeah. Who was
it?
Heyman was the booker.
He was, wasn't he?
Well, that makes perfect sense. Heyman was probably the best booker of all time. Let's put it just straight there. Right? Had Eddie Guerrero, Kurt Angle, Edge, Chris Benoit, Rey Mysterio, and Chavo Guerrero.
Oh.
And they were absolute. These guys were the top echelon in terms of talent, in terms of skill. If you're putting together any top 10, these 6 are going to fill 6 of those 10 places for the absolute best to do it in ring at that point. Right?
Chavo is the only one who might not make people's list.
That's the thing. He's very underrated.
He was
Chavo
amazing.
might not, but he does deserve to be.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
Guerrero is an
Get to
amazing
the same
wrestler.
heights as everyone else, but it's not for any lack of talent.
Yeah.
Oh no,
And
not
his
at all.
work on Lucha Underground,
And Glow.
yeah.
He's so underrated. My goodness.
Yeah, no, he's amazing. And the fact that he's now using his skills to train new wrestlers is fantastic.
Exactly.
Brilliant.
Especially working with female wrestlers as well. And I
Yeah, he's
think
very good with that. Yeah.
you're actually starting to see some of the people he's trained coming through now. And you can see it, that they've been trained properly. He's treated them like you would treat any person he's training. He hasn't sort of taught them to wrestle like women, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, the diva ways of wrestling, yeah.
Yeah, he's taught them to wrestle.
Yeah, exactly. It's that psychology. That's what Chavo's good at, the psychology.
Yeah, Absolutely.
good at that.
Well, I mean, his uncle was one of the best in-ring psychologists ever.
Exactly.
Well, as being one of the most talented men ever.
So, yeah, and
Anyway.
that's my favorite thing about SmackDown.
So,
across-
but do you have a favorite moment?
Yeah, what's your favorite moment?
Specific. Would you like to tell you my one?
I've always got mine. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm sorry, I do. It's tainted, but it has to be my favorite moment.
Oh no!
Go on.
It was a match. It was on SmackDown. I can't remember the exact date it was on. It was Kurt Angle versus Chris Benoit.
Amazing match. Unbelievably amazing match.
Where they went proper catch as catch can for something like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Whoa. Yeah, that was amazing.
Beautiful. The only match that surpasses that on SmackDown for me is Brock Lesnar Kurt Angle Iron Man match on SmackDown.
That match was sick.
That's the only match that surpasses it. I mean, obviously, there's a big asterisk next to anything with Chris Benoit. And it's a shame because as a wrestler, unbelievable. If we're talking about him purely in wrestling terms,
yeah, you can never discount his talent. Never.
But you can't talk about him without acknowledging what happened at the end of his life. And it's
horrific.
It's a sad ending.
Yeah.
Because now we can't.
Best wrestler of all time. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a fantastic wrestler who's basically been written out of history, and rightly so to a degree. But yeah, it's tricky. For me, my best moment of all time is Paul Heyman chewing out Vince McMahon for all the things he'd done wrong. So saying how he'd screwed up ECW, how he'd basically been given the mic and being given a 10-minute rant where Vince said to him behind the scenes, just go for it. Nothing is off limits. Go for it. So Paul Heyman went out and said, the people want me to hear, I ran ECW when you destroyed it. The people want to hear, you managed to screw up great wrestlers. That's what they want me to say, so I'm going to go out there and say it.
I remember that.
So much fun. And Paul Heyman remembers it as being one of his favourite things as well. So he was absolutely shitting himself, he says. He was like terrified that Vince was going to lose it.
We keep on coming back to points as our favourite things that had something to do with fucking Paul Heyman.
And what a surprise that is.
Exactly. See, Paul Heyman is that guy. And AJ Styles has got beef with him as well. And they're on the same show again now.
Yeah.
AJ has COVID, though.
Yeah, Kobe's going to be missing for a while. Yeah.
That's why he dropped the Intercontinental.
Yeah, you probably heard like, oh, damn, Paul Heyman's back. Let's get out of here real quick. Oh my gosh, my favorite moment actually it's
go on.
A crazy one. It's a bit different. So,
well, they didn't have any sex scenes, did they? So
no, not something like that. It's nothing like that. It's nothing like that.
It's a classy joint, that SmackDown. Which is weird considering it was originally just supposed to be a Divas wrestling joint.
Oh yeah, to be honest, yeah. Oh yeah, okay. So my moment, the debut of Muhammad Hassan and Ida Barrio, Nuclear Heat. Nuclear Heat. That heat was glorious. I was like, my God. We hear us, I was like, yes. Let's go.
Can we just point out there's another very underrated wrestler?
Yes.
What's his name? Mark Coleman, was it? His real name or something like that.
Oh yeah, he's like an Italian. He's like a really Italian, but he played like an Arabian character.
He's Canadian.
He's Canadian, that's it, yeah.
He came out of retirement last year for an indie show.
Yeah.
Apparently he's only like in his late 30s.
That's the thing, he's still young.
He's still
and he's still young, got it.
But he was wrecked by unfortunate timing and a shitty.
Exactly, it was like the best but the worst at the same time. Because it was Nuclear Heat.
Yeah.
It was oh god.
It was a cliche.
Yeah.
Whenever you manage to turn a heel against all of the networks.
Exactly.
Like, that's basically what happened. He was trying to turn proper heel and point out something that was a serious issue at the same time. And bring eyes to it. And then September 11th happened.
No, 7/7 happened.
7/7.
7/7 happened.
7/7 happened.
So even after September 11th, he was doing this.
I know, it was
Well, that's the thing. His original gimmick wasn't kind of the jihadi. It was
That's the thing. It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't.
It was I'm treated badly because I'm the skin
Because
color
I'm this. Yeah.
of. He wasn't actually being. And then on the actual 7-7, a group of people in fucking masks come to the ring whilst he's on his knees praying. And yeah, basically they just completely turned it into he's a jihadi on the day of 7-7. I mean, honestly.
Oh my gosh.
Timing-wise, you could not have screwed that character up anymore.
This guy would have been great. This would have been one of the best wrestlers of all time.
And then you had to release him.
Yeah.
You couldn't use him.
Okay, right. Again, we're going into the realm of fantasy, but could you imagine the Muhammad Hassan character in that role, surviving that backlash and maintaining that heat?
Whew.
Awesome.
My God. Talk about heels legendary.
Imagine what we missed out on.
He could have been the next Jinder Mahal.
Bigger than Jinder. Jinder was horrible. At least Muhammad Hassan could actually wrestle. My God.
Jinder Mahal is the 50th unique world heavyweight champion in WWE.
Look, Jinder can wrestle, okay?
I can't give him that. I can't.
He can wrestle a few. He's as long as the match is the same.
Exactly. It depends who's in the ring with. He can work.
Yeah, he can actually wrestle, and he does get a lot of stick. But like, he is not of the same caliber as some of the absolute geniuses that you see today.
Well, you look at the people he beat.
That's the problem.
Whilst he was world champion, he handed Shinsuke Nakamura his first defeat on main TV.
Shinsuke Nakamura,
honestly,
king of strong stuff.
The king of strong
Anyway,
stuff.
sorry, we are completely hijacking Troy's.
No, that's fine.
I think this is the whole point.
I mean, this is the point. This is the actual point. We have a discussion about this. This is the point, guys. It's what we do here. We have discussions about shows. That's what we do. So this is how passionate we are about these topics.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's a question for you, Troy.
Go on.
You had one or the other. Would you keep Raw or SmackDown?
You know what? It's gonna be unpopular opinion maybe, but I'm keeping SmackDown. Get rid of Raw.
Interesting. I'm against you on this purely because they made one of the best wrestlers in the flipping world, Shorty feckin' G.
Don't go there. Oh, don't do it. Don't do that.
The second the writers chose that, they signed their death warrant.
Oh, that annoyed me so much. I was like, are you serious?
This man who should have been the illegitimate son of Kurt Angle, in storyline mode, I mean, honestly, he was perfect.
He basically physically is.
Yeah.
He's literally the relative of Kurt Angle.
He is the embodiment of everything Kurt Angle was 15, 20 years ago. Yeah.
Exactly.
He's great. Shout out Chad Gable.
They're now turning him heel, and I really hope they're going to let him drop the Shorty G thing.
Yeah, he needs to drop that and go full All-American hero. Like, just go full delusional heel mode.
All-American Alpha or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Because he did something similar to on.
Come on, Alpha Chad.
Alpha Chad. Go on, Dad.
Alpha Chad.
Even that sounds a little bit too cartoonish, though. I just want to
know,
Chad Gable.
So well with it.
I can just see him. I can see it right now. He did something like similar to that on Up Up Down Down, when they were using like little graphics and little clips. And he was in his room. He was in his house. He had all these American like memorabilia behind him, and yet he was wearing his flag. It was epic. He cut a little promo, and he was just like talking pure delusion. He was like, "I'm the best this world has ever seen." Olympic gold. He was just talking the full Kurt Angle way, and he was like,
"Imagine him doing that
and Gable
on SmackDown."
Yeah,
right. Just to round this out so that we can carry on and not get. Just because you asked the question of Tom, if it was up to me, would I pick Raw or SmackDown? And the answer is I would feck them both off for NXT.
Okay. All right.
For this week's NXT, I'd be totally with you, but I'm still so annoyed with the ending of this week's NXT.
Oh, that ending. Oh, jeez.
I'm sorry. If even just off of the fact that I'd be losing the back catalogue, I cannot get rid of NXT. I don't like nothing on Raw or SmackDown matters anywhere near as much to me as early NXT does.
I don't recall saying that NXT
Like
was ever
early
stable.
proper.
Nah,
early
if it was a
Well,
choice,
and I'm altering the deal. Pray I don't alter it.
you're doing the John Moxley. AEW.
See, now Troy is getting to keep NXT and SmackDown. I'm getting to keep NXT and Raw. You've just got NXT.
I'm fine with that. I'm good with that.
That's just like I'll take it.
No, fair enough. Okay.
So that's Don't Be Wrong.
As anybody can see, getting wrestling fans onto this subject is never a good idea. So let's try and move on as quickly as possible.
Exactly.
All right.
Dan,
So,
Raw,
Dan, you're up.
SmackDown. Boom. Go on, Dan.
Okay. So I want to talk about something. Basically, this week for me has been really, really music centric. I've been doing a lot of music stuff this week. It's basically almost turned into a full-time job now, apart from this thing that I'm doing podcast-wise. And so because of that, I've been thinking a lot about music television. I've been looking through performances of singer-songwriters, and there's one TV program that I've been rediscovering on YouTube a lot. And that's From the Basement. Do you know this?
I've heard of it. I can't remember seeing it.
The name rings a bell, but I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. It's one of the things where it's just like you hear it, but it's like, go on.
So From the Basement was it was a music performance television program. It was started being actually broadcast in 18th of December 2006. It was on Sky Arts by the 1st of December 2007. And in the US, it was on Rave HD on the 22nd of February 2008. That was like the first times that it was on those places.
Okay.
It ran for a while on all of them. It
so
also
was it just like a silent type of just pure performance and no audience or anything like that?
it was a hosted show.
Okay.
There was some small element of like questions and introductions and things.
Oh, okay.
They changed up how they did things all the time, because sometimes it was just now this band, and they'd just start playing, and sometimes they'd talk afterwards, and sometimes people would be talking before, but it was really cool. And it was based off of a TV show that was a lot older called The Old Grey Whistle Test.
Oh yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And that was the inspiration for it. So it kind of had a lot of the same vibe to it.
Okay.
Really cool. I just rediscovered it through going back and watching Damien Rice play on it.
Okay.
Do you remember Damien Rice?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But like this, like you look at the people who were on this, and it's not like your Ariana Grande, Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Backstreet Boys.
Oh, the mainstream stuff.
There's Gnarls Barkley's on it.
Okay.
You got like PJ Harvey, Sonic Youth, Fleet Foxes, Queens of the Stone Age,
Queens of the Stone Age, yes.
Jose Gonzalez, Super Furry Animals, Radiohead, C16, Sparks, Band of Horses, My Morning Jacket, Architecture in Helsinki. Like the Shins, the White Stripes.
Okay.
Like you've got and quite a lot more besides. It was I think mostly directed by David Barnard. It wasn't an incredibly long running show overall.
Yeah.
But it took away all of the glitz and the glamour and let the music and just the performance and the artist playing the instrument and singing speak for itself. And it gave people like this wonderful blank slate to work with. And I thought the performances were just all over and over and over again, top quality. Well worth going, having a look. Even putting on in the background while you potter around the house,
Yeah. It's like because it's like I watch what's that show? What's that show called? Where people cover each other's music. What's it called again?
Oh, is that the Radio 1?
Yeah, you might.
Oh, the live lounge.
Yeah,
Live
live
lounge.
lounge, stuff like that. So it's like similar to that, the kind of like atmosphere.
Yeah, it's that kind of atmosphere, but they're doing their own original
Yeah, doing their
thing.
own songs. Yeah,
And they don't have to be doing their latest single.
yeah.
You know, they can perform something they really want to perform.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
and it's just absolutely great. I remember watching it in uni, and like this was whenever I was starting to get into being a singer-songwriter and a stand-up comedian. I just remember just, like fantasizing about being on it,
Get into the
you
biz.
know, just to be able to put like that up there and just it was really, really nice to watch.
Yeah, so it's a kind of like your like a mini inspiration type thing to get into the biz.
It really is.
Yeah.
Like those performances are going to have helped a lot of people and inspired a lot of people to do a lot more art and do a lot more things that they wouldn't have done otherwise.
Yeah.
And going back to them has been really, really cool. And just rewatching a bunch of them and seeing how people play their instruments and all the inflections and all the little sort of live bits.
Yeah. I love hearing that. I'm a sing myself. I can sing myself, but I love hearing like just like the acoustics and the sound of. I love hearing that instead of all the background noise. I like it. I like just hearing that clean.
The individuality of it.
Yeah.
I just think it's absolutely great. So I just wanted to bring up its optics a little bit on the show and just say if you're after good artists doing good music and not very much otherwise, then yeah, I'd definitely say it's worth doing. It was
Okay. Sky Arts. I gotta watch Sky Arts because Sky Arts has got some great stuff on there. To be fair.
Nigel Godrich and Dilly Gent
Okay. Created by.
were the people who were producing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out. Sky Arts. Guys, go check it out.
Performances themselves. Just go with the performance version.
Yeah. Okay, love it. From the basement, let's go. Loving that.
Okay.
You sold me in it.
Now, after that, we have still in the same vein of sort of music programs.
Yeah.
But
Are you going with The Voice? Please don't.
I knew Tom was gonna say something like that. I knew it.
I'm
I
sorry.
was waiting
What?
to say something.
Sorry, why are you hating on The Voice, Tom?
That's just like, wait, what?
Why are
Was it
you
The
hating
Voice?
on The Voice, Tom?
Are you actually picking The Voice?
If it's The Voice, I'm gonna be cracking up.
Hang on, I just want to know why you're hating on it.
Of all of those types of talent shows, it's my least disliked. But it's just the first one that came to my head. You could put any of those. You could put X Factor, Britain's Got No Talent, whatever the hell else you want to put in there, in that place. The Voice was just the first one that came to my head, and it's probably because it's actually my preferred one of all of them.
Tell us how you really feel.
I know what's going on.
So anyway, sorry.
You got the button. You press the red button.
No. With an answer like that, you actually would be fitting right in with the crew that did this show that I'm actually going to talk about.
Go on.
You can rest yourself easy. It's not The Voice. I mean, they didn't pick me. Why would I be talking about them?
That's true.
No, what I wanted to talk about was a British TV panel show actually called Never Mind the Buzzcocks.
Hey!
There we go.
Classic.
Yeah. So, like, if for those who don't know, first off, and secondly, it's a comedy trivia quiz game, and it's based around popular music. It started off being hosted by Mark Lamar up until October of 2006. And then it was hosted by Simon Amstel until he left in 2011.
Yeah.
After that, there was a guest host system until Rod Gilbert became the permanent host beginning in 2014. The current team captains are Phil Jupitus and Noel Fielding.
Is it still going?
Bill Bailey and Sean Hughes have been previous captains. Yes, it's still going.
Oh, damn, it's still. Oh my gosh, it's still going. I didn't know.
I thought it had stopped. I haven't seen like a series in a couple of years now.
I don't know where it's going at the minute, but I wanted to talk about it because I remember it well.
Yeah, no, go for it, man.
Go do it.
There were like different musicians as the guests,
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes comedians.
Yeah, Frankie Boyle tore it up, didn't he?
As the guests, and they tried to have a nice mix, and just it was really cool, to be honest.
Yeah, it was. Really
Right.
sure.
Yeah, no, I'm with you.
There was a bunch of like different rounds that they had. Like you're trying to figure out the fact about the artist from the lives of the artist.
Right.
And then the one where using just what they had available, they had to do the intros to songs and have another one in the team guess it.
Oh God, yeah.
And then the lineup where they had
The
to
lineup.
pick the
That's
actual member of
The
the
lineup
band,
was awesome.
and then
The
the
lineups were
next
fantastic.
lines
Yeah.
as the final.
There are a number of good rounds to that show. I will give you.
Tons. I don't go back and watch it now. You're gonna go back and watch it.
It basically just like some fantastic comedians having a laugh with some fantastic musicians. And the musicians do well on the comedy because it's all based around music.
Yeah.
And they can get into the vibe of it. It's also had some fantastic like shit happen
Such
as
as?
well. Lemmy, who walked off.
Oh God, yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Forgot about that.
Along with Preston.
Yeah, but he was being completely roasted.
He was getting murdered. He was getting destroyed.
Yeah. But like I remember it being absolutely brilliant. I remember it being at least a laugh a minute kind of thing. And it really doesn't matter which version of it you're talking about, whether you're talking about the Mark Lamar version or the Rod Gilbert version or the guests or the Simon Amstel version, which is, I have to say, my particular favourite.
See, I quite like Rod Gilbert as a host. I like that kind of taciturn style. So that works quite well for me. But I did like Simon Amstel, yeah.
Yeah.
So sarcastic.
He was funny as hate, I'm gonna lie. He was awesome.
But also just that the team captains are also three of my favourite comedians.
Yeah, well, I mean, Bill Bailey.
Sorry,
Bill Bailey did that was
four
awesome.
of my favourite comedians, but I haven't seen much of Sean Hughes as captain, really.
Yeah. No, Bill Bailey was an awesome captain, actually.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Yeah, I saw a lot of him.
Noel Fielding is just off the wall.
I love him for it.
Oh, yeah. No criticism. Absolutely love the guy, but...
Zero criticism from me, zero.
That's, no, cool pick.
Bill Bailey's my favourite out of the rest of them, to be fair.
No, fair enough. Okay. Right, moving on.
Moving on to yours.
Yeah, lucky you. Okay, so this week I've got a couple of very, very different shows to talk about. Okay. I'm sure you remember a few weeks ago you started speaking about a storytelling thing, and I then immediately tagged onto that with Grim Tales with Rick Mayall.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's got me thinking about a TV show that I absolutely loved. It was in the worst taste possible. It was a show called The New Statesman. Do either of you know this?
Oh, snap. I have never
spoken to me about this before.
So you know about it purely because of me.
Yeah.
So basically, it was kind of a sitcom in politics. It was almost a forerunner to The Thick of It in many ways. But it was following the political misadventures of the Right Honourable Alan Bastard, played by Rick Mail. And the running joke was, "You really are a bastard." It was regularly said in this show. And basically, he's got a sidekick who's another MP who he just bosses around. Yeah. Sends him to a drug den to get beaten shitless in one episode. The too many things that he does in this show. He sells plutonium. He does all these dodgy, and it's all about basically the rampant capitalism of the mid to late 80s and the early 90s. And this is a guy who's an absolute arsehole, kind of thriving in this environment. His wife is horrific. The only vaguely nice person is the other politician, the guy who he keeps. And even he's a bit of a wet wuss. And yeah, it's got so many. Charles Gray appeared in the first series of the show. It's got loads of good characters, loads of really stupid scenarios. The guy always gets himself in trouble, but manages to find some way out of it. In the end of season 3, he ended up getting sent to Siberia. And season 4 was him coming back. He'd managed to get himself back from Siberia. And it showed him on the plane with like 5 hostesses playing with him and stuff. And then he lands at Heathrow and comes out looking like he's wizened. Go, oh, I'm in so much pain. It's like, you utter shit. Just so good. So good. And Rick Mail, you've heard me speak about this man before, is a brilliant comedy actor.
He's amazing.
And The New Statesman doesn't get anywhere near the credit it deserves. Weirdly enough, I don't think Adrian Edmondson actually ever appeared on the show, which is quite rare for a Rick Mail thing.
Yeah.
For him not to appear. But it was written by the guys who also wrote Goodnight Sweetheart a few years later and things like that. So it's got good writers on it as well. It's got strong comedy chops to it. And it's just, it's probably good fun. And actually, a couple of years before he died, around about, 2005, I think it must have been, he actually Rick Mail brought The New Statesman back as a stage show where he basically masterminded New Labour.
Oh,
where Alan Bastard was the mastermind behind New Labour. And it's, just really good. A completely self-serving arsehole of a character who is just so much fun to watch because he does not care. He just revels in the fact that he is better than most people. I mean, there's one point where his car gets blown up and he doesn't know it's been blown up, and he complains to his wife that he had to travel on the tube with the ordinaries. And it's definitely worth the watch. It's so much fun. Like I said, Rick Mail, utter genius. And I don't know if it would work with any other person in the lead role. He embodied every bit of it.
I love Rick Mail, man. Rick Mail. My mum loves Rick Mail, man. He's the man. He's the man.
So that's choice number 1. And I really, really would recommend that you go and see it. I don't know where you can find it, but you should definitely search it out.
We'll find it. Just I'll find it.
Yeah. I mean, if you need it, I can lend you the DVDs.
Oh,
to be perfect. I have the whole series. Okay, so my second one. Once again, a few weeks ago, we were talking a lot about sort of comic books and fantasy and things like that, and discussing like Neil Gaiman, people like that, which put me onto a show that I absolutely bloody love, that has come back for its 5th season last Friday, the Friday before, 2 weeks ago, Lucifer.
You took it from me. I'll store it out.
I'm sorry, man. I had to.
I'm gonna watch it after this as well.
Have you started watching season 5 yet?
Yeah, I'm a couple episodes in.
I started. I had the day off on the day that it was released, and I finished the first half of season 5 on the day that it came out.
Oh my God.
Literally, I back-to-back 8 episodes of Lucifer.
Oh, Tom got there first.
Oh, season 5 is a little bit, for people who don't know the show, and I can't imagine there are that many. Basically, the devil is running a nightclub in Los Angeles and then starts solving murders. Basically, is the basic premise of the whole show. So beautifully played. The cast is fantastic. I can never remember the name. Tom Ellis.
Tom Ellis, yeah, he's the main
Tom
guy.
Ellis plays the devil brilliantly. He's just so kind of smarmy. There's sex appeal. There's everything to that.
He plays that part so well. I'm thinking to myself,
yeah.
who else would have played that kind of role? I don't know who could have done that.
But it's also got people like D.B. Woodside plays Amenadiel, his brother.
Yes.
Fantastic actor. I mean, if you know him, you'll know him from he was in Suits. He was in 4. He's been in loads of things. Brilliant actor.
Tons of stuff.
I can never remember her name. The lady who plays the main police detective always jumps out of my head.
I don't know her that well in terms of like other stuff she's been in.
I'll find it. Lauren German.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Brilliant.
She's great. She's great in the show. Yeah. She's great in the show.
I mean, I think somewhere between season 3 and 4, she might have done the. She might have had a collagen injections because her face changed slightly.
Yes, exactly. No, it did. Halfway through the seasons, yeah.
Yeah. Which is a shame because she was an incredibly attractive woman.
I was like,
she's not unattractive afterwards.
No, because literally, me and my little sister was watching and we're like, wait, my little sister was like, wait, look what happened to her mouth. And I was like, looking at her mouth and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. It's the same thing that happened to Debbie, Men Behaving Badly.
I hate that.
Deborah. Yeah. Leslie Ash, that's it.
Yeah.
And I mean, this is the thing. She's not unattractive because she's still a great actress. The character is still fantastic, and I mean, you've got an amazing supporting cast around it. Trying to think. There's the guy who plays her ex-husband.
Oh yeah. We call it Officer Douche.
Yeah, douche. Yeah, basically. Dan the douche. That's it. Yeah. But he, for anyone who's a fan of True Blood,
yes,
was in season 2 and 3 of True Blood as a Bruja and all this kind of stuff. It might have even been longer than that, possibly. It might have been season 4 as well.
Yeah, for a little
but
bit.
he was fantastic in that character.
Yeah,
and played it brilliantly, and it led to the massive development of one of the more interesting characters in True Blood. But let's leave that for another day.
Yeah, let's not get too bad. I'm going to tear that show. Some parts of that show. My gosh. But yeah.
Oh, come on, True Blood's awesome.
It's True Blood, but there's certain stuff in there.
It's hokey in places, but it's worth. Anyway, we will get there.
Yeah, we're going to get there.
October 31st, we will get there. And then you've got I can never remember the little Latina.
Oh, Maze.
No, not the demon. The one who works at the police department.
Ella.
Yeah.
The one who's always like, or happy go lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she's fantastic as well. She was in for those who are fans of it, she was in Dexter as Angel's sister for 2 or 3 seasons, and as Dexter's nanny. So yeah, another fantastic actor. Anyway, the point is, Lucifer is an awesome show. The new series introduces lots of new things. It's a little bit slower to get going in season 5.
Yeah, it does.
But it does pick up and it does get good. The first couple of episodes are a little bit hard going because they're different to the kind of normal format, and then it kind of flows back into its normal style and it really rock and rolls. It's brilliant. I don't know when the second half of season 5 is coming out. Originally, season 5 was supposed to be the final series, and then Netflix announced a couple of weeks ago that they'd renewed it for a 6th. So awesome. As long as they got the material, and as long as they keep writing top-notch stuff.
Yes, exactly.
I'm fine with that. I mean, but I love things like the fact that they had Cain from the Bible
Oh,
appears
yeah.
the whole season.
Tom Welling.
It's awesome.
Oh, really? Oh, my, yes.
And then, is it season 4 at the end of the first episode where the girl walks up to the bar and orders an appletini, and it's Eve from the Garden of Eden? It's like, that's just such a good joke.
The way they just do these interesting
Love it. Also, Maze is another.
Yes, my girl Maze. There we go.
So, and the psychiatrist who he was shagging in
I love her from Suits.
Such a good cast.
I love her. Oh my days, she's amazing.
I don't think there's a weak link in that cast.
No, there's no weak links. Zero.
And the majority of them were not that well known.
I know. Yeah, you got a point.
Beforehand, if you think about it. I mean, like I say, DB Wise has done a few things, but was not like a household name. He'd been in enough things that you'd see his picture and you go, oh, him. But he's not a household name. Also, I don't want to give you spoilers. God finally appears in this series.
Oh my days. For real, he appears.
He appears in this series, and I really want to tell you who plays God, but at the same time, I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah, no, I'm ready. I'm gonna watch. There we go. Don't do it.
All right, I won't. But yeah, Lucifer. You know, we were talking about. Was it last week we were saying about the whole sexual thing was just slightly misplaced? I can't remember which show Ben was talking about.
Oh, what show was that? I can't remember what show it was called.
Just too much flirting.
I mean, yeah.
Lucifer gets the balance perfect.
Yes.
For that. And yeah, I mean, once again, it's Neil Gaiman is the basis for this. And Neil Gaiman tends to be pretty flipping awesome as the basis for a lot of things. At some point, I will bring American Gods to this podcast. I haven't done it yet.
I'm thinking about that so much. I was like, how am I going to talk about American Gods? What am I going to fit in?
Yeah, it's difficult to do, isn't it? Because it's
so hard. I'm like, this week, nah. Next week, nah. I'm like, it's just hard to like try to slot in there.
Well, if you want, I will step back from American Gods and let you have that one, seeing as I stole Lucifer off you.
I took Lucifer. I was like, Lucifer,
so I will gift you the opportunity to talk about American Gods.
Hey, whoever does it first, if when the guy first, with it.
Here's the thing. I know Dan. Next week he's going to do American Gods. Just
come on, Dan. He's going to do it, Dan. So something he's going to do it. Dan's just got to throw it in there.
You can have it. I'll be able to talk a bit on it. Basically, I've seen the show, but the book it's based on is something I've read like 20 or 30 times.
Yeah. Well, the book is amazing.
The book's
there's no getting around it. The book is fantastic.
I've never read
the TV show.
I want to get around to reading the book. I've never got around to read the book.
The TV show did a good job, I thought.
I thought it did a good job.
Not as good as the book, but very rarely is a show as good as the book, as good as its source material.
Okay, I'll give you that.
But they're on a fairly level par. Neil Gaiman, because Neil Gaiman tends to be involved in the writing of the shows, you kind of keep something of the original ideal because he's one of the writers. So that's why I think a lot of his adaptations tend to be closer to the mark than lots of other things, because he's actually still got his hand somewhere in it. His influence is still felt.
Yeah, still producing, yeah.
So yeah, those are my picks for this week. I don't know how you guys feel about Lucifer.
Yeah.
I don't know enough to have an opinion one way or the other. All I really know about it, because I've seen just a couple of episodes, is that I need to sit down and binge watch everything at some...
Seriously, borrow my Amazon Prime login, borrow my Netflix login, and binge watch this.
Oh no, I have Amazon Prime.
Well, then watch season 1 to 3. Because, that's the other thing about Lucifer. Amazon Prime cancelled it after 3 seasons and Netflix grabbed it.
Yeah, they picked it up.
Genius.
The fans were going crazy. They're like, no, don't cancel it.
Yeah, hashtag save Lucifer, yeah.
Oh, it just writes itself, that whole tagline by itself.
Oh, it's so good. So good.
Flipping love him on this, that's a great show.
So is that us?
I do believe that is us, unless we have anything.
We managed to keep it down to like 40 minutes, despite including wrestling.
Really? Have we?
Yeah, I think it's like 54 minutes so far.
Wow, not bad. Not bad, boys. Not bad. So, hopefully, we will have Ben back with us next week.
Yeah, bearing in mind we're going to have to deal with whatever the backlash is of whatever Troy did, who is still
as long as he didn't put episodes of Charmed on repeat in the cupboard, we're fine.
I may have done that, guys. Just FYI.
Okay, Ben will.
Okay, so next week we're going to have the first hour is going to be an intervention for Ben, so we can get him back properly, and then after that, I think maybe a Men Behaving Badly special.
Yeah.
I don't know if that will be our next one, but we will discuss that with Ben and everyone and see where we stand on that. But it may well be.
Yeah, never know.
Well, that one's coming up soon either way.
It's coming up soon, we promise. We know that we've been promising this for a fair few weeks, but we will make it happen.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Time constraints and cupboard fixations notwithstanding.
Yeah. Okay, so I think this is the perfect place to bring this to a close. So it's goodbye from me.
Goodbye from me.
And goodbye from me.
Have a good night, everyone.
Peace.